People often ask me how I became so successful. They think it was luck, talent, or some secret opportunity. But the truth is simple. It was discipline. Without discipline, I would still be dreaming instead of living my dream. Today, I'll share with you the 4 lessons that turned my ordinary life into an extraordinary journey. Lessons that can help you too. Let's start. Lesson 1. Discipline builds the foundation. When I look back at my life, I realize one thing very clearly. Success did not come to me because I was the smartest person. It did not come to me because I had money or strong connections. It came because I forced myself to stay disciplined when everything inside me wanted to be lazy. People see the result today. They see the lifestyle, the freedom, the wealth. But what they don't see is the years of sacrifice. What they don't see is how many times I had to say no to fun, no to comfort, and no to shortcuts. There was a time when my life was full of distractions. Friends invited me to parties. My phone was full of notifications. Every night I told myself I would change tomorrow, but tomorrow never came. I was living in a cycle of excuses. And then, one day, I stood in front of the mirror and asked myself, "Do you want to keep living like this?" That question broke me. I realized if I wanted a different life, I needed to build discipline. Without discipline, dreams are only wishes. So I started small. I made myself wake up on time. I gave myself rules that I could not break. Even when I felt tired, even when nobody was watching, I did the work. It was not easy. Every part of me wanted comfort. But discipline is not about comfort. Discipline is about choosing what you want most over what you want now. I wanted success more than sleep. I wanted growth more than pleasure. And that mindset changed everything. At first, nobody believed in me. They laughed when I said no to wasting time. They said I was too serious. But slowly, people started to see the results. My health improved. My focus became sharp. I was no longer chasing random goals. I was walking on a clear path. Discipline had given me control over my life. It was like a weapon in my hand, a shield against excuses, and a ladder that could take me higher step by step. There were nights I wanted to give up, nights when I felt that all my work was useless, but discipline whispered to me, "Keep going." And I did. I learned that discipline is not about motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline stays. When you are disciplined, you don't ask yourself if you feel like working. You simply work. That is the difference between winners and losers. Winners are disciplined. Losers depend on feelings. I cannot lie to you. Discipline hurts in the beginning. It feels heavy. It feels boring. But as the days pass, it becomes your identity. You start to love the structure. You start to love the progress. You wake up every morning with pride, knowing you are no longer a prisoner of your own laziness. That feeling is powerful. That feeling builds confidence, and confidence builds success. If you are listening to me right now, remember this. Discipline is the foundation. It is the ground on which every dream is built. Without it, you will fall again and again. With it, you can reach the highest level. I am living proof of that. I did not become a billionaire because I was lucky. I became one because I was disciplined enough to keep walking, even when my legs were shaking. So the first lesson I give you is this: build discipline. Treat it like your best friend. Protect it like your biggest treasure. Every time you choose discipline, you are one step closer to your dream life. And one day, when people ask you how you made it, you will smile and say the same thing I said. Discipline built my foundation. Consistency turns effort into growth. When I finally built discipline, I thought I had found the key to success. And in many ways, I had. Discipline taught me to control myself. Discipline made me say no to laziness, no to excuses, no to distractions. But soon, I discovered something new. Discipline starts the journey, but consistency finishes it. Without consistency, discipline is just a temporary push. Without consistency, you stop halfway and never reach your dream. Let me explain it simply. Discipline is the decision. Consistency is the repetition. Discipline makes you wake up early one morning. Consistency makes you wake up early every morning. Discipline helps you say no to fast food once. Consistency helps you eat healthy for months. Discipline makes you open the book today. Consistency makes you read every single day until you master the subject. That is the difference. Discipline is the spark. Consistency is the fire that keeps burning. In the beginning, I was only disciplined. I worked hard for a few days, sometimes even for a week or a month. But then I slowed down. I told myself I had already done enough, and every time I stopped, my progress disappeared. I had to start again from zero. It was painful. That is when I understood that discipline alone is not enough. You need consistency to keep building on the foundation. So I made a new promise to myself. I would not just act disciplined in short bursts. I would stay consistent, no matter what. That meant doing my work daily, even when I was tired, even when I was bored, even when nobody believed in me. It did not matter if the step was small. What mattered was that I kept moving forward every single day. At first, the results were invisible. I felt like I was walking in the dark. Nothing changed quickly. My friends laughed and said I was wasting time, but I kept showing up. I kept repeating the same actions. And then one day, I realized something had changed. My skills were sharper. My focus was stronger. My opportunities had grown. People who used to laugh now started asking me how I did it. The answer was simple. I was consistent when they were not. The truth is, consistency is not fun. It feels boring. It feels slow. But that's exactly why most people give up. They expect fast results. They want success overnight. But life does not work that way. Small steps repeated for months and years are what create massive success. The gym only works if you go daily. Business only grows if you show up every day. Relationships only get stronger if you keep investing time daily. Everything in life responds to consistency. Some nights, I still wanted to quit. My mind whispered, "What's the point? Nothing is happening." But then I reminded myself, discipline had already taught me how to start. Consistency was now teaching me how to finish. And I kept going, day after day, brick after brick, and slowly, my life transformed. Today, when people ask me how I became so successful, I tell them the truth. Discipline gave me the strength to take the first step. Consistency gave me the power to keep walking until I reached the destination. If you want to win, you need both. One without the other is useless. A disciplined man without consistency is only a starter. A consistent man without discipline never begins, but a person who has both becomes unstoppable. So my second lesson to you is this: stay consistent. Do not stop when it feels boring. Do not give up when results are slow. Keep showing up. Keep building. One day you will look back and see how far you have come, and you will thank yourself for never breaking the chain. After I learned the power of discipline and consistency, I still felt restless. I was working hard. I was consistent. But deep inside, I was hungry for quick results. I wanted success to come fast. I wanted my money to grow overnight. I wanted my dream life today, not years later. And because of this impatience, I often felt frustrated. I thought maybe I was doing something wrong. But the truth was, I was only missing one more quality: patience. Discipline gave me control. Consistency kept me moving. But patience gave me peace. It stopped me from quitting too early. Patience is not about doing nothing. Patience is about waiting while still working. It is about believing in the process, even when results are slow. Without patience, all the discipline and consistency in the world will break down, because you will stop before the reward comes. I remember one time I had worked on a project for months. Every single day, I gave my best. I was disciplined. I was consistent. But nothing seemed to work. I was angry. I was tired. I told myself, maybe this is useless. I wanted to quit. But then I reminded myself that growth takes time. Just like you cannot grow a tree in 1 week, you cannot grow success in 1 month. That thought calmed me. I decided to keep going with patience. And a few months later, the same project gave me results beyond what I had imagined. That moment taught me something important. Most people lose not because they lack talent, but because they lack patience. They plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. When it doesn't happen, they quit. But the winners know better. They keep watering the seed every day. They wait. They trust. And finally, they enjoy the fruit. Patience also protected me from jealousy. When I saw others moving faster, I used to feel weak. I thought maybe I was behind. But patience reminded me that my race was different. My timeline was different. My story was mine. I didn't need to rush just because someone else was winning today. My time would come tomorrow. That belief gave me strength to continue. The truth is, patience is not easy. In a world where everyone wants instant results, patience feels painful. But the longer I stayed patient, the more I realized that true success is slow success. Fast money disappears. Fast fame fades. But success built with patience lasts forever. If I had given up early, I would not be where I am today. My billionaire journey was not built in a year. It was built over years of discipline, consistency, and patience. Patience allowed me to see the bigger picture. It allowed me to survive failures without breaking. It allowed me to keep building, even when the world was silent. So my third lesson to you is this: be patient. Do not rush the process. Do not quit when results are slow. Trust the journey. Success is not about speed. It is about endurance. If you have patience, life will reward you at the right time. And when that time comes, you will realize every second of waiting was worth it. Lesson 4: discipline, consistency, and patience. Together, create wealth. When I look back now, I see my journey clearly. Discipline gave me control. Consistency gave me progress. Patience gave me strength. But when all three came together, something magical happened. That combination built my wealth. That combination transformed my life completely. Alone, each one was powerful. Together, they made me unstoppable. I started with nothing. No rich family, no secret connections, no magic formula, just an ordinary person with extraordinary hunger. But hunger alone does not build empires. What built my empire was the way I lived daily. I woke up with discipline. I worked with consistency. I survived with patience. And over time, those three turned into success, and success turned into wealth. At first, the changes were small. My bank balance was still low. My lifestyle was still simple. But I kept showing up. I did not chase fast money. I did not gamble my future on shortcuts. I built brick by brick. And slowly, people started noticing. Opportunities came. My skills were recognized. Clients trusted me. Investors wanted me. Why? Because they saw I was reliable. They saw I was not just talented, but consistent. They saw I was not desperate, but patient. People trust those who can wait, and those who can keep working without excuses. There were moments when life tested me. I lost deals. I failed projects. I made mistakes that cost me time and money. But discipline kept me from breaking. Consistency kept me moving. Patience reminded me that failure is only a delay, not the end. And because I never stopped, my graph only went up, even if it was slow. I realized success is not a straight line. It is built through thousands of ups and downs. Only those who combine these three values can survive the journey. Soon, my small wins started multiplying. One good client became many. One small project became a big business. One small idea became an industry. My income grew. My influence grew. And my life began to look like a dream. But it was not a dream. It was the result of years of choosing discipline, consistency, and patience every single day. I remember the first time I touched my first $1 million. People thought I had made it. But I smiled because I knew this was only the beginning. I did not stop there. I kept going. I applied the same rules even after I was rich. Discipline stopped me from wasting money. Consistency kept me building new businesses. Patience helped me handle big risks. And that is how the millions became billions. Today, when people see my success, they only see the surface. They see the cars, the houses, the freedom. They think it was luck or talent, but luck fades and talent without action dies. What built my billionaire life was not luck. It was discipline, consistency, and patience. They are not just words. They are the tools of transformation. Let me make it clear. Discipline without consistency is weak. Consistency without patience is short-lived. Patience without discipline is lazy. But when you combine them, you create a power that cannot be stopped. That power can turn any ordinary life into an extraordinary one. That power can turn dreams into reality and poverty into wealth. I want you to imagine this. Imagine waking up every day with discipline. Imagine doing the work with consistency. Imagine trusting the process with patience. What will happen after 1 year? What about 5 years? What about 10 years? I can tell you what will happen because I lived it. You will become unrecognizable. Your skills will explode. Your opportunities will multiply. Your wealth will grow. And one day, you will look back and realize that you created a life that most people only dream of. This is my final lesson to you. If you want to be successful, if you want to be free, if you want to be rich, don't search for shortcuts. Don't waste time on secrets. Build discipline. Practice consistency. Master patience. These 3 will take you further than talent, luck, or connections ever can. And when you finally achieve the life you always wanted, remember this journey. Remember the nights of sacrifice. Remember the mornings of discipline. Remember the years of patience. Because those moments are what make the victory worth it. I am living proof. From nothing to a billionaire, my journey was not built on magic. It was built on these 3 values. And if I can do it, so can you. The end.